What's up, y'all? I'm back again. This gonna be a part 2, so I'm gonna post it for tomorrow. Y'all gonna see it tomorrow. Anyway, so my friend hit me up and told me the list. We actually did go over the things that you need to things that you need in Mexico to know. You need to know these basic things. All right, so I wrote a list because she was talking to me about it, and I couldn't remember half the stuff when I was outside. Anyway, so one of the things you need to do before you get there, you need to make sure your car situation is straight. Meaning, like, it ain't gonna red flag your car, because you coming from America to Mexico, you start doing some transaction, they be like, hold up, wait a minute, it's a fraud thing. So you need to let them know for sure that you finna travel. Also, you need to call before you go to Mexico. You need to call the phone coverage. You need to call them like, hey, is it good? Is my phone coverage gonna be good out there? I had T-Mobile. T-Mobile's supposed to be good in Mexico. It wasn't hitting for nothing, but my friend, she had T-Mobile. It was hitting. You understand? But until we get a certain area, but AT&T was in and out. All the phone coverages was in and out. So you need to call and make sure you got some roaming on your stuff, and then make sure your stuff is straight. That's all I'm gonna say with the phone stuff. You're gonna be in some areas where Wi-Fi just ain't gonna happen. No service gonna happen. None of that's gonna work. So be prepared for that. Also, so when you finally get into the airport, the Mexico's airport, and you checking in, everything's overwhelming. They gotta make sure the passport, they gotta make sure you are who you say you is, and how long you gonna be there. When you get through, it's gonna be a swarm of people. Taxi, taxi, taxi. Hey, rent a car. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't used to driving on a foreign streets like that, do not get a rental car. Even though gas is $1 out there, do not get a rental car. It's not. The roads is terrible. It's worse than downtown Atlanta. Terrible. And ain't no lights, and they just merge in front of you with no problem. But the good part about it is I ain't seen too many cars out there that was in car accident or banged up out there. That's the crazy part. But we ain't learned that in the United States, so don't try it. Don't get a rental car. Don't do it. Just leave that alone. Just get you a taxi, get you to and from. All right, so I talked about a little bit of the resort and Airbnb. So with the resort, you need it to be all inclusive. You need to make sure that it has a taxi, food, drinks. It's gonna have a beach already. You need to make sure a lot of the stuff is included. Majority of the stuff included. So you don't have to really need pesos, but you need pesos for tips. Cause it's 100 pesos, them niggas happy. They happy. That's $5. 100 pesos to us, $100. We like, we rich. I'm just playing. But do a resort, and if you do an Airbnb, just know that the roads ain't gonna be smooth as possible. It depends on where you at as well. We was in Cancun, and it looked like we was in the trenches, but the Airbnb was cool. Yeah. Make sure that and then with the taxi stuff, make sure you know how to talk to them and whatnot. Translate. If you know how to speak good Spanish, Espanol, you'll be good. You'll be fine. You could, hey, I need a taxi right now. You know what I'm saying? You be able to talk to them or whatnot. Also, so if you bring US dollars, make sure it's in small bills, because you don't want to give them a 20 and they give you back pesos, because that's not the same amount. You be like, wait a minute, I just gave you $20 for a $5 trip. What we doing here? You know what I'm saying? And you only giving me 200 pesos back. So I'm gonna add up. So yeah. The car situation that I was having is because of the service out there, and it's also a fee that they have. So when you use your card, there's a fee every time you use your card. So their Wi-Fi is not that good, so that's why it's good to have a lot of pesos. Even if you have US dollars, make sure it's like ones, fives, tens. I wouldn't even bring a 20. One's 5 and 10. Because $10 might be too much. You know what I'm saying? So, the excursion. So when you on an excursion, when you want to go on an excursion, you need to make sure that you ask a lot of questions. Ask 1,000,001 questions. Because we went on an excursion and then we had to walk up some steep stairs to get on the zip line, and everybody might not be equipped to doing that. So make sure that you ask a lot of questions. And those people that are, trying to sell you excursion, they understand English. Okay, so you wouldn't have no problem translating with them because they, in the tourist area. Once you get to the excursion, there's also another fee. So it's kind of like a docking fee or whatever the fee is, locker fee. It's fees. Fee. Just expect to have more money to pay. More money to pay. All right? Just expect. All right? Per person. Not everybody's a group per person. So we had to pay a $15 per person docking fee. So it's 4 of us. So you do the math. All right, so we did excursion. So we did 2 different types of excursions. One with the zip lining with the steep stairs. We got on different zip line. We did the ATVs, and we went to C Note. That's a cave with water. We did that. On the way going there, we don't know what we was at. The roads was bumpy. If you got motion sickness, be prepared for that. Motion sickness is at its high once you're going down that road, because it's not like regular roads or whatnot. Even they roads not regular, but it's just rocks and just bumping everywhere. So be prepared for that. And then the other excursion we did the snorkeling. We did the hang with the dolphins. What else we did? Basically, when we went to do the snorkeling, if you didn't know how to swim, you couldn't go because you had to swim. Well, when I say swim, my arm is like, tired, We had to swim to a different spot to get back on the boat. Because once we left that spot where the boat was at, where we got off at, the boat left us to meet us at the other spot. So you really had to know to swim. And that currents wasn't playing no games with me. I'm light, okay? All right. Anyway, yeah, know how to swim. You're gonna do snorkeling, and you gotta have a life vest. And it don't matter if you know how to swim for them. You know how to get out there. Put your life vest on. They ain't gonna let you get off without your life vest. It's anyway. Just because you think you're a professional, put your life vest on. Okay. So we also had to find a COVID testing place because we had to take a COVID test the day before getting on a plane. So we was kind of like our time. We had an excursion to go to for 8 o'clock, right? So we got up at 6 something, trying to make sure we get to a COVID place for 7. So we take a COVID test and we get to the spot for 8. Because we didn't want to be left. We just paid all this money for the excursion. So make sure you look and find in Cancun, Mexico. I ain't saying nowhere else. Cancun, Mexico. Make sure you look and find your COVID testing spots before you get there. Well, you wouldn't know where to look anyway. But when you first get there, look up or ask somebody that's around you about the COVID testing spots. The one we went to only cost us $25, which is excellent thing. $25. They got some places that's $30 USD, not peso, USD. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for also random dogs everywhere. When I say everywhere, and roosters everywhere. When I say everywhere, man, listen. And they was friendly. They wasn't like I don't know what it is about these American dogs, but they aggressive here. There, you know, they all friendly, them come bother you or whatnot. They might come around you or whatnot, but they ain't coming to bite you. I don't know what it is, what they doing different with them. They need to come out here and say, hey, this is what we do here. We live a calm life over here. We don't nobody try to kill us, none of that. They don't try to put us away, none of that. We need that same thing, because there's plenty of, I don't even want to get on the dog situation. Random dogs everywhere. Okay, so the first night we got there, we actually got a taxi to go to TGI Fridays. Yes, they have a TGI Fridays out there. So there's money. We had to go to the store anyway. So TGI Friday was in a little plaza that they had. Anyway, so that didn't bother us at that time. But if we'd have known about they have Uber Eats out there, we'd have definitely used Uber Eats to get us some food. But we used it the rest of the night. So they might have different food apps out there. Be mindful that the menu might be in Spanish, so you had to put 2 and 2 together, figure out what it is, do some translating. If you don't know nobody that know a lick of Spanish, yeah, you out of luck, player. Out of luck, player.